If you were growing up in the United States of America in the 1930s or the 1940s, shoe shopping with mom was probably the worst thing on the face of planet Earth. Assuming, of course, your family hadn't been driven into abject poverty by the Great Depression. However, there was a chance for a respite in the form of the shoe-fitting fluoroscopy device, a revolutionary device that utilized x-rays to view how well a foot could fit inside of a shoe. It was very simple. You fitted yourself with the shoe and then stuck it within the device. There were 3 periscopes, one which allowed the user, another which allowed the sales clerk, and a third which allowed a third party to see the bones spindling around inside the form of the shoe. Of course, knowing what we know now about radiation and considering the fact that sales clerks would have to insert their hands into the machine to better fit the shoe around the foot, and considering the fact that manufacturers released manuals with instructions to put this thing in the middle of mall floor showrooms where everybody, especially the women and children, could be attracted to it, as well as the fact that in all of their manuals they also say, no, there can never be any ill side effects from this. No, the real side effect would be if you were injured because your foot didn't correctly fit the shoe, and you have a big boiling recipe for what we commonly know today as a big fat lawsuit. It took regulators a little while to catch up. Pennsylvania first banned the device in 1957, and it wasn't until the 1980s that the FDA finally got involved, banning the device in its entirety. However, I think there's a good lesson here. No matter what anyone else says, particularly a big corporation, if you feel like you've been injured despite following all the directions, well then, a lawsuit may not be the worst thing in the world. Just something to consider. If you've ever been injured by what you consider to be a defective product, you may have a case. Oliver Bell Group, 248-327-6556. Give us a call.